Good morning, everybody. This is Dan Hussey with AUDUSD bringing you our London session morning report. We are beginning with the it's September 6th, 2013. Friday, last day of the week. Hooray! We are looking at the DAX to begin with. And as a reminder, out to the 4-hour chart, we're coming up off of daily 76.63 longs. We have upside targets residing above us at about the 9,000 level for a daily. 4-hour chart, we're looking for that full pullback still into an 80.56. We've front run that level by 18 points. It's a little, 28 points. It's a little too much of a front run to consider this traded just yet. And the market has pulled back into a full 82.70 short. Tested it once, twice, 3, 4 times it looks like now. Going down to a 15-minute chart. We've tested this short level. There does seem to be a potential, for whatever reason, the market is holding a micro long here against it. Would just make it blue so you can see it more clearly, and not to be confused with the other levels here. As well as looks like a long today inside of that level, so we'll monitor this, see what happens. But in terms of the DAX, there's definitely the potential for one more low before the larger reversal, if and when that happens. Because we'd be looking for the support again down here at this 50% line for from the 4-hour swing down at the 8,057. So we'll see what happens. It's been kind of a choppy move so far. The FTSE much more clear and also much more in line with what the S&P 500 is doing. It has pulled back into its 62, 64 or 63, 64. That's 6,364, by the way. 4-hour support. Upside targets of 6,874. It too is holding the full short off of its summertime highs, kind of like the S&P 500 has been doing. Going down, just all the way down to the 5-minute, 15-minute charts here. While we've traded that short, the market has technically pulled into a long. You can see that long traded yesterday. It's interesting to see both the FTSE and the DAX and longs off of their summertime lows. The FTSE actually trading the larger 4-hour long, while the DAX has not. Excuse my yawning this morning. I should have got my coffee before doing our recap. The S&P 500 looks like we are pulling into an ambush Globex long here at the 1652 quarters. Looks like it already got its bounce and reaction. We are still holding the extension long drawn from a 1642 anchor to highs. We defended our 61.8 line here at the 1648s. As we mentioned before, below the 1648s opens to 1641, and below 1630 755 opens to the 1630 level, the big support for the summer. Looking for a gap fill today at a 1653 quarter. The dollar yen, we just put out a buy order. We are looking to buy the 99.42s against a 99.12 stop, taking it to swing to the 164 level. This trade happens to be the next in the series extension long drawn from the 98.52 anchor to highs. We had the first time it traded here, front run of 4 to 5 pips at the 99.20 level, traded to its target. Very simply, same anchor, new high. We're just hopping on the trend at the next station. Okay. One of the better setups I've seen in a while that I feel confident in. And of course, that's what scares me about it, but it's alright. It's a valid setup, like the risk reward, no reason not to take it. Euro yen, looks like we've traded down into the 130.74 level. Let's see if this level actually gives us support. Otherwise, honestly, this has been a condensing range, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it actually break and just continue sideways in some kind of larger consolidation. It's been slow and choppy in a shrinking range, so not trading it, just kind of watching it. The Aussie yen has traded its 91.06 entry again. This is drawn from the 90.53's anchor to highs. Okay, we've upside targets at 91.85. A break of this extension, I would look to be a seller. Okay, in a micro pullback, it looks like they have already traded a full short off the high, and of course already traded a long, or not a long off the lows, today's low, but have retested the extension long. But I'm not a seller until we get a break, because we are still in this large 4-hour extension short drawn from a 96.08 anchor to lows. It's the third time it has traded. Once here, twice here, third time down to the 86.42 lows. We have traded the 91.25, so it's a long way down. So I'm in no rush here. We're going to wait for the break in this extension, which represents the series of longs off of this swing low. A break means an ambush setup reversal in the direction of the larger swing. So this is we'd be looking for that first little move off of a level. Okay, so that's what we're watching for now. The British pound, we have traded, actually it has traded into a full short off of its prior high, the 156.20s. We're front run by 5 pips. I usually look for a 6 pip front run on the pound, so count it. And this looks like it's going to be taking us down to the 155.50s, the full long off of our prior swing lows at a 154.28 anchor to 156.68 high. That's about it. Probably best viewable on an hourly chart here. Short in the direction of this long. We'll see what happens there. The euro, we have outstanding orders to buy the 131. We have outstanding orders to buy the 131.06 area. We are not much has changed actually since yesterday. We have downside targets at the 131s. We have held a series of micros here. Did trade the 130-140 resistance that we talked about. That will take us down into the 131 level here. So we're looking for that, that move now. And ultimately, we have a series to watch for the break. If you are not comfortable buying the 131 outright, then you can always wait for the break and of course the first ambush reversal. I don't mind watching or taking it on first touch though. The Aussie US dollar has defended a 6-to-1-8 line of its extension long drawn from a 90.73 anchor to highs. This long represents the series of longs off of our prior swing lows, so a break of which coming up off of the larger 4-hour extension short, just like the Aussie yen at the 91.90s, I could be a seller, after a break in the 61.8 line here. Once that breaks, then we're looking to sell that first 50% pullback in the direction of a larger swing. But I need to see a break in the longs that have brought us up off of these lows, because while this long remains valid, we still could head, all the way up to the 92.20s here. And I don't want to step in the front of the way of a trend when we could just wait for the trend to break and give us the reversal setup. Okay. Alright, everybody, that's all I have for you for our London session morning report. All eyes are on the NFP, which is it is now 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, so that's in 4.5 hours from right now. It's an hour before the NYSE opens, so that's the only news event I see on the tape today, so or significant one for that matter. So all eyes will be on that going into a G20 weekend. So there is definitely some event risk with Syria and the G20 meeting in Russia. This weekend does have some substantial event risk. We've seen very light actually volume on the S&P 500, which is, to me, kind of speaks volumes to the fact that people probably are more hesitant to put money into the markets. Everyone's on the sidelines going into this weekend because there's just too much event risk. You just don't know what could happen when times become uncertain. That doesn't really scare me all too much. We trade with a we trade with finely tuned rules and risk levels. So with that being said, looking to be a buyer at the 99.40s on the dollar yen and the 131s on the euro US dollar, and looking for breaks or longs to hold in the Aussies before we're looking for the current polls, the current levels to tell us what the Aussie is going to do. Either break longs so we can sell it, or hold longs to break the larger shorts so that we can get ready to buy the larger pullback. So, alright, everybody, have a great day, and we'll be back with you as price action develops.